John, you're hosting, so that's the cue to you.
Oh, I thought you were going to go straight into your story about Anamanaguchi.
But you're still hosting.
Okay. So hi, I'm the host, and Sean's going to talk about Anamanaguchi. I'm going to eat my late supper.
Yeah, I went and saw Anamanaguchi on the weekend, and it was great, and I can't stop talking about it.
You literally just stopped talking about it.
I didn't. Well, to be fair, I was talking about it before we started to both of you individually. So the concert was awesome. Reignited. They're still my favorite band. That part where they played Meow, everyone went crazy, which you could see that coming, obviously. And also when they played Over Arrow, the crowd went crazy. What was really cool is, so they don't really have lyrics for the majority of their songs, but the fans were so into it, they were like singing the notes, basically. Which, you know, kind of lame sounding, but it's just like, these guys are just so into it, this is pretty cool. And they're just like yelling the notes and like the doot-doots and, you know, whatever. You know, they play chiptune music. If you guys don't know Anamanaguchi, you know, listeners out there, you gotta go look them up because they're great. And John, you were saying how they're probably not going to start until midnight at the 8 o'clock concert. They started around like 9:30, 10. I got out by 11:30.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, like it was not as late as.
That's a lot better than the show I went to.
Whatever, it's not like late nights are bad. Like, who cares? Although it was a work day the next day, but whatever. You just go in a little late. It was fun. I want to see them live again. It was a pretty great concert. This is the top-down perspective.
I am the host, apparently. I'm John. And I'm joined by regular Sean.
Hey. Yep.
And Paul.
Not so regular, Paul. Irregular, even.
Irregular?
Irregular.
Need a bit more fiber in the diet for the stream.
Well, I'm drinking coffee for a reason. This has already gone horribly.
Yeah, forever that's your introduction. That is your first impression.
Actually, no, I've been here before.
That's
Paul
true.
Is the fiber man.
The fiber man.
Yeah, he'll clean you right out.
Oh, God. We are really just taking this straight down.
He'll clean out that colon.
Mm-mm. Nope. Nope.
No, I will not.
No, I will not. Hi, everybody.
Okay, let's just start over again. All right. I went to this Anamanaguchi concert, and
I am at a different location. I'm on a different computer. I am at my sister's place. You will randomly hear dogs and cats while I'm podcasting, so just a warning on that.
Cool.
But how about we get to things and we learn. Paul, what have you been playing this week?
Okay. Do you want them in chronological order or what I'm most happy with?
Whatever feels good, man.
Okay. Well, I started Dark Souls 2 again, New Game Plus. And, man, that game, like, when you start that game the first time, you're just kind of in an empty field sort of thing after a long cutscene and blah, 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 and then you run to another cutscene and then, like, the game starts. This time, when they put you back in that field, there's just, like, archers and stuff, so I just died instantly, because I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So that set a precedent, I think, that New Game Plus is going to be even harder than it was before.
That's probably what you're wanting, right?
It is, kind of, yeah, because, like, my guy's a level 120 right now, so I'm trying to, like, it finally feels hard again.
What's the level cap?
I'm honestly not sure. A soul level is anytime you spend souls to get like a level in a stat, so every one stat is essentially a level.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like if you add like one strength or something, you went up one level. So I've spent 120 stat points essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that was more than I expected.
So what you're saying is you've played this game a lot.
No, only about 20 hours.
Really? But you're already on New Game Plus?
Yeah,
maybe he's just better at games than you are, John. Like.
Oh, clearly.
It's
I don't know. I haven't played them.
It's boss rush mode, the game. So like one boss. It's one of those games that's like, this one boss is really hard for what I've built my character to be good at. So I'm just going to spend like 5 hours on this boss and then breeze through everything else, sort of thing. So, but yeah, I love those games. It's probably the easiest one though, out of all three of them. So there's that.
So for someone who hasn't gotten into the series at all, like me, do you think I should start with 2, or should I attempt to start with Demon Souls?
I would say
or just go play Below.
Or go what?
Go play Below, Cappy's new game that's like 2D Dark Souls.
Oh, okay.
I would say start with Demon Souls because I like that game better than both of the Dark Souls games.
But it's the hardest one?
It's the hardest one, though. So there's that.
Oh, great. Start me off with the worst one. Thanks a lot.
No, the best one.
The best, hardest, worst one. Take your pick, really.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that game continues to be a bitch goddess that I will one day conquer again. So there's that. I started Murdered Soul Suspect, though.
Okay.
And I would just like to say thank you for buying that.
In fact,
you know what, John? John, I want to say thank you as well.
Oh
If the two of you could just continue to buy everything on my wish list, that'd be really great. Like,
what is left on your wish list at this point?
Audio Surf 2. You should pick that up. Jazz Punk. No, I think you already bought that, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got Jazz Punk.
Yeah, you got Jazz Punk, so that's already gotten. The Novelist, if you could grab that. I really want to play Where Is My Heart. I can just send you the list, or just wait, because it's literally gotten to the point where I will come home from work, check the activity, and be like, well, there's another one. Great.
You're welcome.
So far, you guys have bought me Banner Saga, Local Cycle, Murdered Soul Suspect. Oh, there was definitely more. Hang on. Let me open up Steam.
Well, I know who I'm kicking off my share list tonight.
Probably a good idea at this point. You're the reason we can't have nice things, Sean.
It's not affecting you at all. This is great.
It's not affecting me at all because I can't play anything while I'm here.
Good. Yeah. That's even better for me.
I brought a controller so I could try playing something while I'm here. That's about it.
All I'm saying is, John, you're a professional game buyer, and
yes,
I love that about you. So
you could just call it what it really is, collecting, but I guess we'll break it down a bit.
Yeah. So it's great. I can't wait to start Banner Saga. I can't wait. But you were going to actually talk about Murder Soul Suspect, as opposed to me just say I'm excited that I have access to it.
Yeah, so that game doesn't feel as good as I was kind of hoping it would, but it's kind of just cool, so it's...
Did you play Ghost Trick?
It is Ghost Trick.
Yeah,
so,
that's what we always thought. So you have played it?
I've played a little bit of it, but I've never owned it. I just played it on somebody's system.
You're going to have to play through that if you want to be on the top-down perspective. That's just how it goes.
Okay.
So we're kicking him off already? We just started.
Well, no, he has a chance. He just has to play through all of it by next episode. So.
All right.
Oh my God, that's
my next episode.
No, but yeah, we always thought it just seemed like realistic Ghost Trick.
It essentially is, yeah. I don't know what it is, though, the intro. I just loved something about how they set up the character where the very first thing that happens is your character dies, right? Because you're a ghost. You're a ghost detective. So the intro, title screen or whatever, is him falling out a window, and then when he dies, they set up his backstory of,
Would you say you're almost a phantom detective?
Oh my God.
I would say you are a phantom detective.
You should play Ghost Trick.
Yeah. This sounds like it might be the game for you, but you said you don't like horror games, right? Because there's some scary demons in this game you might not be up.
Ghost Trick is a lovable game about being murdered, so...
As all games should be, really.
Exactly, right.
Mm-hmm. But
Ghost Trick is a lovable game about possessing a fan. And then, a crane.
You don't really do that.
It's just Geist, really.
You don't do that in Murdered Soul Suspect, really. You possess people, you can read their minds and influence their thoughts while they're, talking to other people and stuff, but you don't necessarily possess, a cup and then throw it across the room, or a fan, or a television, or anything like that. Even though there are televisions right at the beginning of the game that you can kind of make go fuzzy.
I also understand there are ghost boilers.
There are ghost boilers that unlock kind of like a side story to the building you're in right at the beginning. You have to collect 5 of them.
You just uncover like boilers in weird spots.
It's so dumb. It is the stupidest thing, but I have to collect 1 more, and then I'll see why I'm collecting boilers. But I have a feeling this building is messed up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
But yeah, I'm enjoying that so far. I don't think it's worth the money they're selling it for, though. I got it on sale. Yeah,
Well, how
so
much did you
I
pay
feel
on
okay.
sale?
30, and I feel okay with that.
All right.
Yeah, so I feel okay for a $30 price tag. I don't think there's much more to this game other than maybe a badass story. I'm hoping, because if there isn't, I feel like I might have seen everything the game has to offer for the next couple hours.
And I understand the biggest complaint is like the stealth, like ghost fighting sucks.
It's so bad, but it's, I don't know. It's basically like almost like a weird Ghost Splinter Cell where you have to stealthily take things out, otherwise you just die. Like the demons kill you. They rip your soul out of your soul. Or something.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. That's where like the exhibit picture would pop up or something, but they like eat your soul.
But it's like a Harry Potter like sucking it out of your face kind of thing, right?
I've never seen Harry Potter, but yes.
Okay.
So there's that, I guess.
I was hoping to be like the second Indiana Jones movie where they just reach inside your heart or in your chest and rip out your heart.
Kalima. No, but really the demons are terrifying. But yeah, Murdered Soul Suspects, an alright buy, I guess, for $30. I'm enjoying that.
Cool. I'm excited to play it.
I played Nosgoth.
That's not a word.
That is a place. Legacy of Kain.
I've heard about this. I just never played Legacy of Kain.
Okay, so
I will get you used to 3 words or like a phrase you will always hear me say. I have something from that series, but have not played it. Get used to that phrase, Paul. Get used to that a lot.
To be fair, I've known this a long time about you. Nosgoth is the Legacy of Kain MOBA that has nothing to do with Legacy of Kain.
Okay, well, you're a MOBA fan.
I am a MOBA fan. I love them.
All right.
This one is feels a little unbalanced, and it's always funner to play as a vampire because the humans are weak. They have weapons. They can be like fucked with really easily. So their way of surviving in this world is by all kind of clumping together and sticking together and trying to work as a team. The vampires are just badasses, and they can just kill you. Like they can run in and just like start ripping people apart, sort of thing.
Why would anyone want to be a human then?
I think there's more of a team aspect if you play as a human, because I was playing last night, and I was obviously in a team full of new people as well as myself, and we faced a team of people that I think all either knew each other or had played this game a lot. Like, the matchmaking is completely unbalanced, and it's just garbage right now.
You said you and the doc here, you have it as the beta. Is that all that's out then, I guess?
Yeah, it's in, I think, a closed beta right now, or an open beta. I'm not really sure, but something like that. But the way that it goes is that there's 2 rounds. Like, each round there's back and forth. One team will play as the humans, and then they'll switch and they'll play as the vampires. When we were playing as the humans, we lost like 30 to 2 kills or something ridiculous. As soon as we went to vampires, we almost beat them, but we still got eked out like a good, I think it was 20 to 25 or something like that, so they got 5 more kills upon us. And I think that was where I was just like, okay, so these are a little unbalanced right now, because a team full of noobs that sucked as one faction were able to basically almost be competent with another. So I don't know what that's all about, but it's a MOBA. In the end, I guess it plays fine. It looks good. I don't know what else to say.
I'm gonna just derail this for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
John, I like to think that the place you're in, like your new background, that was like the backdrop the entire time. You just had a wall of games in front of it, and you just moved them.
Yeah, I got all these like actually working lights put in here and stuff like that.
I like this idea that it wasn't even a wall of games. It was just like a backdrop, like a piece of paper printed, like a wall of games.
I'm actually just like recording from a photography studio.
Right, exactly. From your studio in downtown.
New backdrop every week.
Yeah.
Change a new backdrop every week.
All right, you have one more game
Next week
here.
will probably be a new backdrop.
Transition nicely into John.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played a whole bunch of Shovel Knight today.
All right.
I didn't back it.
I didn't either.
I don't back any Kickstarters, though. This would have been one I would have considered, but it is very good. And I feel like something that took away from it for me is that I felt like I should be playing it with a brick controller. I was playing it with Xbox D-pad and stuff like that, so...
It's funny because if you go into like the controller setting mode, they basically show you an outline of an NES gamepad.
Yeah, because it's only 2 buttons. Like, literally. It's jump and attack.
Yeah, although eventually you realize you need menu too, so that's why... I've been playing it on the 3DS, so I have like the X button, which the D-pad on the 3DS is actually really good for this.
Mm.
Why don't you guys describe Shovel Knight?
Mega Man Castlevania. I don't know.
With some DuckTales.
Definitely DuckTales. Yep.
Your character... Yeah, you are a shovel knight, which means you're just a knight who fights with a shovel. You can go
like you do.
Yeah, you know, it's a normal thing. Farmers eventually become shovel knights. Fire Emblem taught me that.
All right.
You can like dig dirt and you can get like jewels out of the ground. You fight enemies with your shovel. There's a bunch of different bosses, which are basically where the Mega Man part comes in. Because it's like, oh, here's King Knight, here's Spectre Knight.
I felt the jumping felt very Mega Man-ish as well, though.
Yeah, and the knockback is very Castlevania-ish.
Yep, for sure.
Surprisingly more forgiving, though, than
So what you're saying is there's no creativity to this game whatsoever.
I mean, kind of, but they took the best parts of other stuff, so there's that.
It rips them off well, if that matters, too.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, is that no creativity, but it took the best stuff of great stuff, so...
Also,
Yay.
do you like Vert, the chiptune artist Vert?
I don't know Vert.
He did... Oh, God, what's he done? He did a bunch of stuff for Way Forward. He did Contra 4. I'm trying to think of what else he would be best known for, but he does the entire soundtrack for this game. It's really good.
Yep.
Do you know the chiptune artist Anamanaguchi?
No, never heard of him. Why don't you tell us everything about it?
How about you tell the concert again? All right, I'm going to eat supper. Have a good time, guys.
Yeah, I'm out here too. See ya.
No, Shovel Knight looks cool. Didn't it come out like today?
Yeah. I was lucky enough that I got an early copy, so I've been playing for about a week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
But I've been playing...
Are you like, doing something with it? Is that why you got a copy, or are you just...
Sort of, yeah. I'm practicing for an event coming up in a couple weeks, and Shovel Knight's one of the games I have to practice.
Okay.
So,
but you're saying there was like a bunch of people in this event got early copies?
No, I just happened that a friend got an early copy, and I just played his copy, and then he gave me a code for it. So
cool.
But so I've been playing that a bunch. I haven't finished it because it's not too long of a game. I think I've got 2 nights left to fight at this point.
Yeah. Yep.
And I've been playing on and off for probably like 4 or 5 hours. So most people are saying it's about a 5-hour game, 6 hours, depending on how good you are at old platforming games.
Wait, so you're playing this on the 3DS?
Yep.
I could have sworn Steam told me you bought it.
I bought it.
I think both of you bought it.
No, I bought it too because I have to practice the PC version.
Oh.
Because
I remember I saw that and I was, that was another one that I wanted, and I was like, perfect, this is great.
Yeah. So I've got it on this and I've got it on PC because I also might stream it once I'm feeling 100% again.
Yeah, it's good.
Can't you stream 3DS games now?
Yeah, but not digital ones because they're locked to my actual 3DS.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
I have a modded 3DS to do streaming.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like an attachment or something.
Isn't
it just magic? Don't you just like magic it onto the TV? I thought that's how it worked.
I just wrap it in cords and eventually it just like connects.
Yeah, don't you just throw like an Ethernet cable and an HDMI cable at the 3DS? And then
you did it! You figured it out!
And then money just comes into your mailbox, right? Isn't that how it works?
Exactly.
Okay.
No, so any digital games I can't stream, so I couldn't stream that version of Shovel Knight, but any like actual card-based games I can, such as Tomodachi Life, which I've been playing when I'm bored because I didn't bring any of my other games because I'm an idiot.
Okay.
Yay!
So still haven't followed Tomodachi Life, I see.
Yay! Yeah, no, I'm really burnt out on that game. I'll go.
Stop playing it.
I'll jump in. I need to bring other things. I actually remembered this time. I've got a couple of them here now to play.
That's the upside of having a bunch of digital games, is they're always with you.
Yeah. But Yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying to send one of my guys to space so then I can say I've actually done everything. And then I can stop playing Tomodachi
How
Life.
close are you?
I've got
Can't
4,000.
you give them money whoever once they level up, so you only have like 10 chances?
Oh, no, they can just keep leveling up constantly. I think my main Mii's at like level 17.
Oh, I thought it... Okay. I thought it was like level 10 for the happiness. I don't know why I thought that.
Nope,
Someone
keeps
must have
going.
told... Okay. Alright.
Yeah, but after that, I've been doing some playing around with Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Edition EX Plus Alpha.
Yeah, you missed a spot. You took it off. I don't know why. Dash?
Oh, my bad. I forgot the dash, even though they don't say it.
But it's in that logo, and it's important.
Maybe they should say it. That'd be great. Just add one more word in there. Why not?
That's the DLC for it.
Do we know if this is actually longer than the Persona fighting thing?
Yeah,
Or-
I can believe that.
Because that's the other one, right? That has the super crazy name like this.
Yeah, to be fair, Capcom should always have like the longest game title ever.
That's true. I guess so.
That should be a Capcom right. Are you looking up the name of it?
I'm looking at the Persona one.
Yeah. But no, I've been playing this a bunch when I'm home. I've been really enjoying it. But it is very hard to get a 4-player game of that going.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just there's not enough people playing it. And or I think everyone who was gonna play it like already got done with it in the first couple weeks it came out. So the most people I've had in a match so far has been 2 other people. But it might also be the way the matchmaking works because you pick what map out of the 4 you want to do, and then you search or host. But people can only join when you're about to start a match. Like they can't join when you're in the middle of one.
I don't like that. That's not good.
It's pretty stiff. So really, if anything, it'd be in my best interest to find 3 other people to play with.
Like locally?
Yeah, but I don't. Well, you can't even play locally.
Oh, you can't.
Really?
As far as I know of, I have not tried this.
Okay.
It might be 2-player split screen. I doubt that. I can check it. I have 2 controllers, but I'm pretty sure that like multiplayer is online only.
So who's your favorite character?
I haven't unlocked everyone yet. Sigma was really good.
Power Stone?
Power Stone was really good too. Edward Falcon.
Power Stone is just awesome.
Yeah.
Ryu is pretty good. BB Hood is really good. Except for when you're fighting Akuma, then that fight sucks.
I watched the quick look of this. This thing looks pretty crazy.
It's just a ridiculous arcadey type game. It's really fun, but there's not enough maps. You kind of finish the 4 maps really fast.
Yeah, that's also I heard is it's kind of like boring.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun until you're done all the content, then you're like, ugh. Like right now, it's kind of a grind for me to unlock all the remaining costumes.
But as a fan of all the things they're referencing, do you like appreciate it, or do you just wish it was a better game?
I appreciate it for what it is. It's fun. It just needs more. But at the same time, it's only $10. So for what it is, it's really good.
Okay, what would you have preferred? This or none of the references, and it's just like Dead Rising 3 stuff, but it's just more fun?
Wait, why is it suddenly more fun?
I'm just saying, like that's
not
like
Dead Rising 3.
No, I'm saying it's more Dead Rising 3. Like I'm just saying that's your trade-off is you don't get the references, but you know they fixed the things that are lacking. So I guess like more maps, more stuff to do. What would you have preferred?
If it's still goofy fun, but didn't have the Capcom references, I think I'd kind of be okay with it still.
Okay.
But I think that's also part of this thing that kind of makes it enjoyable. Is just like, all right, now I'm gonna fight a zombie. All right, Street Fighter music's playing. Why not? Or like, here comes Guile's theme, and I have to fight 2 giant zombies with like a lightning gun. All right,
yeah,
sure.
The references seem like the big draw.
Yeah, they kind of are.
Yeah. Okay, well, cool. Is Tofu fun to play as?
No, Heat Tofu is actually a negative power-up.
Okay.
Yeah, Tofu's never fun to play as, dude. Ever.
Yeah. You don't even get the knife that Tofu has in Resident Evil 2.
To be fair, and when you played him in Resident Evil 2, you didn't use that knife. You just tried to run around everything. Otherwise, you were dead.
That's also a good point.
So,
I don't think he even changes color like he does in Resident Evil 2, which also made me sad. That was kind of one half of it. That was it. That's the breaking point right there.
That right there. They did it.
But no, it's really good. I still need to actually have a 4-player match of that so I can at least get the remaining achievements on it. It's worth 500 achievement points, oddly enough.
Yeah, well, I don't think they have limits anymore. So I've had a lot of downloadable games on Xbox One that have just 1,000 points. So I believe they don't have limits. Well, ever since they started allowing apps to have achievements, now it's just kind of like a mess.
Yeah, fair enough. But no,
Like-
it's fun. If you have Dead Rising 3 and enjoyed it, I recommend it. Maybe try to get it with a couple friends too, though. Which leads me to my other Xbox One game I've been playing, meaning my Xbox One's actually been getting use.
I've been using my Xbox One as well. It was surprisingly.
Have you been playing Xbox One games or just like anything?
Two of my games are on the Xbox One. The third one was a launch title, but I played on the PC because you bought it in Steam. Anyway, you were going to talk about Killer Instinct.
Yep. I'm practicing Killer Instinct for an event I'm going to in a couple weeks. I'm going to the Iron Man of Gaming. So
this is the event from Shovel Knight you mentioned?
Yeah. This is I have to practice Shovel Knight, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Burnout 3, Takedown, Tetris Attack, Nidhogg, and Killer Instinct.
I was wondering why
Tetris
you were
Attack
playing
the Japanese
Nidhogg.
one?
Sorry? Sean, what did you say?
Oh, is Tetris Attack the Japanese one?
Yeah, that's Pokemon Puzzle League, Panel Upon, whatever you want to call it.
No, there's a Tetris one where you have like different characters and they have powers.
Battle Gaiden or whatever.
Oh no, it's not Battle Gaiden. It's
Okay.
Tetris Attack is not Tetris. It's Planet Puzzle League, Pokemon Puzzle League, whatever you want to call it. It's the one where you got the match 3 game.
Okay, Bejeweled.
Right. Yep.
Close enough. We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. So yeah, that's why I was playing Nidhogg, because I needed to practice, because I am bad at Nidhogg.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, Nidhogg is weird. What a weird game.
That's the worst part. Like they're having a tournament. It's like, all right, you've got to like win a Nidhogg tournament. Like, okay, this could go anywhere. Anyone could win this.
Right. But the good thing is, when they say, here are the list of games, you can always say I have them.
Right. Yeah.
Like, as opposed to someone like, oh crap, now I gotta go buy all these games I've never played before. For you, it's like, great, I have all these games I've never played before.
Well, okay, out of that list of 6, I've beaten Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Okay.
I've beaten Tetris Attack.
All right.
I've gotten like 75% of the way through Burnout 3. Shovel Knight, well, I couldn't until it came out.
Okay.
Originally, Nidhogg was actually going to be Titanfall, which, yeah, I would have been fucked for.
Wow.
Well, you would just go pick it up.
What a change. Titanfall to Nidhogg?
I know! Like, what the hell?
Wow, okay.
I was like, oh man, I'll have like 2 weeks to practice when I get home, and then I look like the day before I get back from LA, and it's just like, oh, we changed it to Nidhogg. I'm like, oh. All right.
I think Nidhogg would be easier to like master than Titanfall.
It's definitely easier to set up.
Yeah, that's true. But just because Titanfall, like, it's such a bigger game than Nidhogg.
Yeah.
Nidhogg's like, there's like one mechanic. You just have to figure out how to throw that sword properly.
But you can block that, though.
Or roll under it. Like, don't get me wrong, Nidhogg is deep in the fighting. I just feel like with Titanfall, it's like, you gotta know how to shoot. You gotta know how to double jump and wall run and ride Titans and not ride Titans and...
Yeah, and I think you need an online connection to play it, which is why they probably took it out of the list.
Oh, yeah, maybe. So you're not playing Nidhogg online then? Wait, it doesn't even have online, does it?
Yeah, Nidhogg has online.
Oh, okay. I thought it was one of those like couch co-op games.
It's both. I practiced against one of my friends since I got back, and I played it a bunch when I was at a friend's birthday party when in the States. And that's how I know I'm bad at that game, because I just got curb stomped.
Cool.
So, yeah, I need to practice that. And Killer Instinct, which I understand the fundamentals of it now, which is... That game's got a lot more going for it than I thought it did. Okay.
Who do you main?
So far, I've really only messed around with Jago. I haven't looked at the tier list or anything. Jago was originally the free character, but now like they rotate the free character.
Okay. Are you excited for Season 2?
Kind of. I looked at TJ Combo when I was at E3, and he looked interesting.
Okay.
But I don't know
Do you have any attachment to Killer Instinct of the lore?
I played the SNES release many moons ago.
And you probably own like every other release.
The other one, yes.
Got it. Called it. So you're saying you own 100% of Killer Instinct?
I don't have the Game Boy version, I don't think.
Oh, okay. Soon, not yet.
I literally have to check this now, because now that I've said it, I probably do have it.
Great.
Is Killer Instinct the one that relies on a lot of combos and combo breaking?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
How does
that like play? How does that feel? Because I don't usually like having a combo break in games.
Wait, isn't it the game that like shouts combo breaker?
Yeah, that's where that's from. It's Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Right.
So in the new one, I don't know how it is in the old one, but in the new one, when someone's doing a combo, if you hit the punch and kick button that corresponds to the strength of the attack they're doing, you counter it.
Okay.
But if you time it wrong, or if you pick the wrong strength, you get put into a lockout state, which means for 3 seconds they can do whatever the hell they want. You can't counter.
Do you just have to know what the tells are for the different like strength of punch or kick or whatever, or is there something that's apparent? Okay.
You have to like see the punch when it's coming in, like, oh, okay, that's a light punch. So if I hit light counter, I'll counter break or combo breaker.
Okay.
But they can counter breaker if they time it correctly, so they know you're gonna. Yeah. So like instead of screaming combo breaker, they do like counter breaker, and then the guy just continues comboing anyways.
Okay. Are you good at that, or is that what you're practicing right now?
That's all this. I'm practicing the combos and stuff like that, and I'm gonna try out to see what character like feels best for me. Yeah. I fought one of my friends here in town, and Jago, Glacius, and Orchid were doing the best for me, but everyone I've talked to was like, yeah, Orchid's actually the worst in the game, so maybe don't use her.
Okay. Why is she the worst? Just slow movement?
Because she's a girl.
The best description that I've heard of Killer Instinct is that it's balanced like Marvel's balanced. Everyone's broken, but the lower tier characters are the ones that are the least broken.
Okay.
So I guess she's the least broken.
Isn't there a werewolf? Or
yeah,
a wolf?
that's Saberwolf.
Saberwolf, yeah.
So, yeah, this version has 8 characters right now, and 7 of them are from the old games, and 1's a new character.
Saberwolf, a new character?
No, Saberwolf's an old one. Sadira, the Spider Girl, is the new character.
What does she play like? I've never seen
spider.
her.
Didn't you hear that?
It plays like a spider.
She's
Every button is a different leg.
It's like Octodad.
Oh god.
An Octodad fighting game.
Okay, that would be kind of cool. You cannot deny.
Actually, I could see how you do that now, because you have the 4 front-facing buttons, right? If you hold left trigger, that becomes the punch for each one of those legs, and the right trigger, and then if you hold them both, it's the other set of legs.
So it's this weird, like, DMC kind of, like...
Oh my god, that'd be a nightmare.
Octodad.
This is Co-op the fighting game now? What the hell?
Yeah, you're trying to move.
No, but it should be the rules of, like, dive kick, where one hit is, like...
Death.
A million is death? Yeah. So it's literally just... You both have to, like, scuttle over to each other.
Tap each other with your leg.
Yeah, so, like, one person's trying to tap, the other guy's trying to, like, curl his leg back. But then you come in with 7 other legs. It would be crazy. Kickstart that.
That would be terrible. That would be so bad.
I could see it. Anything else about Killer Instinct?
Last time I tried to play it online, I could not find anyone to play against. And then when I tried to connect to you, we couldn't play.
We played. We just it kept crashing.
Yeah, we never finished an entire fight though, because it kept disconnecting.
Or you were so scared you kept disconnecting.
I'm sure that's exactly what it was, Sean. I'm sure that's exactly what it was.
Well, are you having like better luck this time or no?
Well, I'm not home, so I can't test it for sure.
I thought you've been playing recently.
No, since they added Fulgore, they actually finally added an arcade mode, so I've been playing through that.
What's Fulgore?
Fulgore is a character, so since they added an 8th character, they're like, all right, now we've unlocked arcade mode for you to play. Because that wasn't there originally.
I didn't really play much of that game, so I have no idea.
I like it. So I especially now that I appreciate the combo system a lot more, it's really cool. But I still need to figure out how to like shadow counter and how to counter shadow attacks and stuff like that. So I still have a lot to learn in 2 weeks.
Is that the one you're gonna like spend most of your time on, or what? What are you just gonna try all of everything?
I haven't practiced Burnout yet. I'm gonna do that while I'm here because there's an Xbox here I can use. Tetris Attack, I've got a friend I'm gonna play against. That'll be my practice. Shovel Knight, I've already got my perfect line. I just need to make sure I can not screw that up on the PC version. Tony Hawk, I've still got to practice a lot.
What do you think your chances are of doing well?
I think so. The way this works is
like make a prediction and we'll check back in.
All right. So top 32 move on to day 2. Top 8 move on to day 3. Last year, without practicing, I got 11th. So I think this year,
top 8?
I think I can do top 8 this year. I don't think I'll win, but I think I can do top 8. Because the way it works is day 1 is all the single player challenges. So Tony Hawk, Burnout, Shovel Knight. Day 2 is the versus tournament. So Killer Instinct, Nidhogg, and Tetris Attack. And then day 3 is a mystery game, a game that's not out. Usually, anyways.
Which you had a prediction of what it might be.
Yeah, last year's was DuckTales Remastered and Killer Instinct, both well before they came out. This year, the con I'm going to has Keiji Inafune as a guest, so I want to say that they're going to try to have a demo of Mighty No. 9 as the mystery game.
That'd be awesome.
It would be amazing. I highly doubt that's what's going to be the case.
Or it could be Forza Horizon 2.
There we go. That's it. You've done it. You figured it out.
No, that's just that. Like maybe.
I don't know, but it'd be amazing if Mighty No. 9 was the mystery game.
Yeah.
I think it'd be amazing if Forza Horizon 2 is a mystery game, but I don't care what you think.
Wow. All right, then. Tell us about what games you played then. Jesus.
This was a few of these are from last week, just because I didn't get a chance to talk about them on the E3 show. I finished Infamous Second Son. That game's really cool. That game's kind of just great the whole way through, which is awesome. Like the final few boss fights get really awesome. The sound design is excellent, especially in the second last boss fight. They do a really cool thing where something crazy happens and the main character gets just like super pissed off, and they do the whole thing where you see it in movies a lot, where the sound kind of just cuts out and all you can hear is like a high-pitched squeal, and then you're like fighting during that kind of sound thing. It's really
like
cool.
a bomb went off or something?
Yeah, like in a movie, like when a bomb goes off and it's kind of like the ringing in the ears while they're trying to do stuff or whatever.
Right, like a weird white noise or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They do something like that. And it's not a bomb that went off, just something else happened, so it's kind of more just like he's so angry, stuff's going on in his head, and then the things are kind of like black and white while you're fighting the boss. It is a really cool, and it's a good emotional impact for that fight. Really great. I had a ton of fun with Infamous Second Son. I'm definitely going to play, was it First Light, whatever the DLC thing they announced was, with Fetch?
I guess so. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's called First Light. Anyway,
Okay.
I'll definitely be playing that. I think that comes out next month. I think it's next month.
Okay.
I've also been playing a game. So, like John, I've actually been using my Xbox One the most I've ever used it since buying it.
Right, which was 2 games.
Which was 2 games, exactly.
Right.
I've been playing through Max The Curse of Brotherhood.
Okay, how is that? It looks
Right.
really charming.
It's not that charming. Like
No.
in no way is it that extraordinary of a game. It's just free on Xbox like Games with Gold. So I was like, okay, well I'll download it and see what it's like. I had heard some okay things about it. I really don't think it's that outstanding of a game in any way. Like there's nothing really special about this game.
Okay.
It is a puzzle platformer with a heavy influence on the puzzles. You're this boy Max in like this weird world, but the trick that this game has is you have these, I guess, magic markers or something like that. You have some kind of like paintbrush thingy.
Okay.
And what you'll do is you'll come to like a puzzle area and it'll show you all the things, and there'll be different colored like points where you can put the marker and they'll do different stuff. And each world you get a new item you can use. So you start off by being able to grow rock. Then you are able to grow branches. Then you can grow vines. And you can make like water spouts kind of. And there's always a set distance to how far you can make something. So you can't just grow rock forever. You can grow at a certain length. And you just kind of have to make your way through the puzzle. But what gets really interesting is when they start making you do stuff like you can grow a branch, but then you can cut off the branch and drag it to use it somewhere else. So there'll be stuff like, hey, you need to get up here, so you should draw a branch that kind of almost looks like stairs.
Is that
or-
like pretty scripted in the level design though, or is it kind of a cool way that you can subvert what you should maybe have to do, and then like you find a new way to solve a problem?
I think it's pretty scripted, but
Okay.
not a ton jumps out. So there were a few times where I feel like I'm coming to the conclusion of, oh wait, could I even do that? I'm gonna try making like a wheel out of the branch, and can it roll? Oh wait, it can. Sweet, I just figured it out.
Okay, so there is a
So-
sense of like I discovered this, not like you have to do this. The game telling you like this is how
The
it
game
has to be
doesn't tell
done.
you, and I'm pretty sure a lot of it is no. You have. It's kind of like you have to discover this thing, but
Okay.
they don't really hold your hand in any way for
Sure.
a lot of those. So it's pretty nice. It's not overly hard. I've never really been stuck, so don't expecting like that hard of puzzles. But like it's okay. The weirdest thing though, and I haven't seen this before. So you guys know how the Xbox can record game clips, right? If you just tell it
Yep.
to.
Mm-hmm.
This game has moments scripted in where it'll record for you.
Wait, what?
Like the game. So we're talking about Max the Curse of Brotherhood for the
Yeah.
Xbox One. And then the Xbox just turned on. All right.
So, for those
Uh,
confused what just happened, he totally just turned on his Xbox One by saying that.
Yeah. Xbox, turn
Wow.
off. Yes.
Hi.
All right.
Hello, dog.
Which, by the way, playing my Xbox One again and having that feature. Oh, fuck, did you just turn that on? No, I think that was the turning off sound. I think that was the turning off sound. Has been great. Like waking up in bed and having my controller there and just telling it to turn on, saying go to this game, and I'm actually playing a couple games on the Xbox One right now, and just being able to jump back and forth with them is great.
That didn't happen
Additionally,
again.
it hasn't. It has not happened.
I was waiting for it.
Additionally, the whole like save state thing that the Xbox has, where it'll kind of try to maintain the game opening so it doesn't have a load again, is fantastic. Like anytime I turn this thing on, Super Time Force is ready to go immediately. I don't have to go through like who the developer is, who the publisher is, any of that stuff. It's just already going and it's at the main menu. That's great. But like I was saying, Curse of Brotherhood, it'll just randomly pop up like game clip saved. So it's like the game is like, hey, we have a cool thing coming up. We know about it, so we're gonna force your Xbox to record it.
See, I feel like if it was like a super emotional game and they had it set up so that it was recording your reaction to that happening, that would be interesting. But that would
would be
also be
cool.
creepy. It would also be creepy.
That would be creepy. I could see people getting upset. I'd be fine with that, as long as you know what? Because maybe I'm naked.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm
exactly.
naked.
The
Yeah.
likeliest of scenarios, really.
Not
I know
saying
you're
that-
always naked. Sure.
Yeah, well, you can only see like to hear.
It was really, really awkward sharing a hotel with you at PAX. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, like 9 o'clock rolls around. I don't need to be wearing clothes anymore.
That's right.
It's just it's set to a timer, just explodes, just falls off.
But it's this weird like egotistical thing of like, no, we know you're like running away from a boss. We're totally gonna record that.
Well, it's a brilliant PR move because then people will be like, "Hey, this automatically saved Twitter," and they're just like, "Well, you got free
It
advertisement."
doesn't go anywhere. It just gets saved to my hard drive. So I have a bunch of stupid
Really?
video clips. Yeah, like
Oh,
it doesn't
okay.
push out to anything. Maybe I could. I don't even think you can push it out because I haven't seen on Twitter other people pushing stuff out. I'm sure there must be some way to do that though. But no, it doesn't go out anywhere. It just gets saved to my hard drive, so I can watch myself do this like
Scripted event.
scripted event. Probably die a couple times in it because I'm not used to it. Right? Like, it's weird. I've just never seen that before, and I guess developers can now code in when to make the thing record.
Mm.
That's a little weird. If
It's super weird. It's like I have a ton of hard drive space. If I didn't, like, eventually one day I'm gonna have to go back there and clear out all this bullshit.
Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah.
Anyway, I mentioned it earlier. I've been playing Super Time Force.
Okay, how is this? I've been hearing a lot about this.
It's really fun. It's really great. It's really fast-paced. So for those who don't know, Super Time Force is a side-scrolling shooter similar to Contra. But the mechanic is when you die, or basically whenever you want, you can stop time, rewind it to any point that you've currently been playing in that level, and continue from there as any of the characters you have unlocked. So they tout it as co-op with yourself, because when you start up again, the first version of you that was playing is still playing. So theoretically, you could like hide behind that guy while he clears out everything he did, and then go on ahead. Or you can do stuff like, let's say you died around time, like 3 seconds, got a different person, and killed the thing that killed your first guy. You can then collect that guy and have like a more powerful guy.
Oh, wow.
But what's cool is you can rewind as much as you want, so eventually you'll get to bosses where it's like, all right, I'm one guy, I'm shooting this boss. He has a ton of health. Oh, and I ran out of time, the level finished. Rewind time to the start of that boss fight, do it again. Now I'm fighting 2 guys. Go all the way till you run out of time. Start it again, and eventually you'll kill that boss in like 3 seconds because you'll have like 15 guys all shooting him at once. So you get into a lot of these really crazy scenarios of just tons of your characters running all over the screen. Things are blowing up everywhere. Things are flying. It's really fast-paced. It's really fun. And the coolest feature is it does kind of the Super Meat Boy thing at the end where it shows you all of your attempts in one go. So because this is all time-based, what it does is it shows you from the beginning of the level what happened in real time. Because obviously, if you're just like a bystander watching this like massacre go on or whatever, he's not going to be able to see time going back and forth. He just kind of sees everything in one line. So you're watching like one character start, and then other characters just start popping in from like the sky and everywhere, because those are theoretically copies of the person coming back in time and fighting with each other. And it's just cool to watch. It's really fun.
So what system is this on? Because I didn't see it on Steam.
It's not on Steam. It's on Xbox One and 360.
Yep.
I have it on the One. I'm sure it's coming to PC. It must at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I bet we get that later this year, if not early next year. But it's also really funny.
I was going to ask you, like, do they do any more of the like President T-Rex stuff or any of that stuff in there? Or
yeah, they have a ton of that stuff. Like every time, you're constantly like going back to these weird sections for the silliest reasons. Like we went to like a medieval area because this guy wanted to get unlimited coupons for like a medieval times restaurant.
Great. Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So we have to go back to the Middle Ages to do something. I can't quite remember. And what's great is every time that your machine warps into a new time span, it'll say what year it is, it'll say what day it is, and then it'll say what time it is. And those are always jokes. So it'll say like, I don't know, 20,000 BC. What time is it? Recess? No. And what's the date? Your birthday.
Aw.
And you'll start the level. Or what time is it? Hammer time.
Nice.
That's a good time. That's a good time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're always pretty good, and your spaceship always lands down onto somebody. So there's this one level you'll start, and it's this guy proposing to his girlfriend, and then your spaceship crushes them, and then you start the level.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty funny. You unlock a dinosaur on a skateboard. There's a dolphin you unlock called Dolphin Lundgren.
Oh my god. That's
The person who started who created Time Travel Machine had an eye patch, and then his future self came back to the present, and he now has 2 eye patches. And so that's pretty good. It is a really funny game. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend Super Time Force.
So you said that's on Xbox One and 360 right now?
Correct, and it's $15.
Okay.
That was Cappy, right? Capybara?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
I think it's just Cappy. Is it Capybara?
Was it Capybara? Like the Toronto.
Capybara
indie
Games. Capybara Games is written on Wiki, at least, for Super
Oh, okay.
Time
I thought it was always just Cappy. Okay.
Yeah.
Last game I played, I've only played the intro level, was Loco Cycle.
Okay.
Playing that on PC because John picked it up.
Sure.
And that game's also pretty funny. So you're a intelligent AI motorcycle, like a super motorcycle. And what's funny is, first off, the game, like this is Twisted Pixel.
Twisted
there's
Pixel
tons of
joint.
FMV. There's a ton of FMV. In fact, when I started the game, it was like a half hour before I was playing, and it was all FMV before that.
Oh, so it was
What?
Metal Gear. Got it.
Yeah. Hey, that's what they do. They do FMV. Those guys,
But it's all live action.
not all of it. Just before the game started, it was like the entire beginning was live action. So
Alright.
every one of their games, they start doing more and more live action. Anyway, so you play a bike, but what's funny is in the actual story, there was a mechanic who was trying to repair you because your bike got hit by lightning, and I guess that's how your circuits were fried, and you went like rogue against the scientists or whatever. Anyway, the mechanic was beginning to repair you, but then he noticed his boot was stuck to the side of the bike. Then the bike gains sentience, and the bike sees a commercial for like a road rally, like one of those motorcycle rallies, and the bike wants to go to that, so the bike takes off. So for the entire game, you just have a Mexican dude stuck to the side of your bike getting pulled along the ground. And you can use him as a weapon.
Yeah, he turns into like a boomerang.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's great is the entire time you're like racing around, he's just shouting in Mexican, and there's subtitles of what he's saying. For the
Shouting
whole
in Mexican.
Sorry.
Shouting in Mexican.
Sorry. Spanish. And there's subtitles to the whole thing, so you can just read what he's like yelling and stuff, and he's yelling about how this hurts and please stop. And yeah, so the bike will like drive around. It's kind of just like I don't want to say it's like an endless runner, but you're down like a tunnel the whole time, and you're just jumping up and like.
It's kind of like Panzer Dragoon in a way.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I'm trying to think of what to compare it to. Yeah.
To be fair, I only played the prologue, so unless it changes.
Oh.
Because there's melee combat, like you're not like hovering over things to lock on and shoot them. You are jumping with the bike, and then the bike splits in two, like the weasel split in two, so that you can like kick guys and then fling the Mexican dude like a boomerang around, and the bike will like flip around and tail attack. I don't know what genre this is. It's some kind of action game.
It's action beat 'em up. I don't know. It's like Spy Hunter in a way, but with kung fu motorcycles.
You know what? Actually, you know what it's like? It's like, and this is gonna make it sound really bad, and it's not really bad. It's like Sonic, like the 3D Sonics where you're running straight and the camera's behind you.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
And, no, but in terms of how you play it, like where the camera's behind you and you're running forward and you can like jump and like melee guys in the air and stuff. Except in Sonic you can like stop moving. This one you're always going forwards. So I guess that's the closest thing I can think of. It's a weird game. I want to play more of it, and it's pretty funny. It's powered by their Beard engine like normal, and the intro of when they show you it's powered by Beard is as great as normal. Twisted Pixel is fantastic. I love that company.
Great sense of humor, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Nice. All right, let's move on to the news then. What do we have in news that you can use? How
Not
about
much news?
Yeah, it's been a little bit quiet.
So Paul put these first two in there.
All right. I forgot about this one.
It's very slow news going this week.
Yeah. Just to show you how slow the news is.
Literally everyone in the chat is making fun of my one little mistake with the Mexican. I know it's Spanish. It was just I was talking too fast.
Yeah, you're gonna be getting shit about that one for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Warcraft?
Yep, World of Warcraft. We got a player who actually reached level 90 without picking a side.
I don't know what that means.
It means that he spent 2 years worth of time, like basically just picking herbs, essentially.
Yeah, I read the article. It said something along the lines of once you leave the starting area, if you're one of the panda characters, you have to choose if you're Horde or Alliance. But he's like, no, I'm not going to do that, and decided not to.
So he didn't leave the starting area?
Yeah.
So like,
Awesome.
so Warcraft is based around like the Horde and Alliance and their war between the two or whatever, right? So the Pandaren, when they announced them in the expansion pack, were kind of a neutral faction, and then when you play a Pandaren, it's kind of like, well, you can choose to side, like you can decide to fight in this war if you want to, but we're neutral, sort of thing. They're Switzerland or whatever, Sweden, I don't know, but anyways. So, like, when you get past that part, it's like, choose whichever faction you want to go on, blah, blah, blah. And this guy was just like, nah, I'm going to sit here and pick herbs. And he did that.
So you get experience for picking herbs then, I guess?
Yeah, because when you get to a point of, like, fighting monsters and stuff, when they're too low of a level, you no longer get any experience from them. But you always get 5 experience from picking herbs and mining resources. So he got to level 90 by picking and mining, like every day, sort of thing. So it's the craziest accomplishment, if you want to call it an accomplishment in that game, I think.
And I guess to put it in better perspective, you can reach level 90 if you try really hard in a weekend now?
Oh, so you're saying it's not that hard?
It's not hard.
It's not hard. It's not hard if you're actually going to play the game normally. This guy played the game in a specific way that took 2 years, but he accomplished it.
He is the only level 90 panda who does not have a faction. He just chills on the island.
He is a pacifist. Yep.
Yeah. So weird.
He basically made a pacifist class in World of Warcraft.
It's so weird.
Great. No, it's pretty funny. That's good.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's retarded. Like, it's just stupid. But, yeah.
Slow news.
Yay.
No, this next story is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Phil Fish came back to Twitter. That's news.
Because everybody missed him so much.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't he like a professional Viner now?
He's a professional troll, I think.
Yeah. Isn't he a DJ now, too?
Amazing. Oh, man, DJ Phil Fish?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so the reason I put this in here is because I don't know if you guys actually like talked about this or not.
No, we haven't. We didn't talk about the video that kicked it up too.
Did you say you didn't want to?
No. We haven't talked about the video.
Haven't?
Yeah.
Okay. No, the reason I put it in here was because I was gonna ask you, like, next time we hung out or something, what your opinion was on it specifically.
Yeah.
And then I just figured, well, there's no news, so here we go, Phil Fish discussion.
All right. So last week, a video came out called "This Is Phil Fish," and it was basically breaking down Phil Fish as a person and as a concept.
As a concept, more so. Yeah. Yeah.
No, you laughed, but that's actually what the video was about.
It's a great video too.
I'll take it.
Yeah. No, it was a really good watch.
Mm-hmm.
But after that video came out and started getting like a lot of public opinion, Phil Fish suddenly came back on Twitter and just basically ranted a bit, and then like ended this rant with like, "Now this is Phil Fish," and then deleted his account.
Yeah, so dumb. But anyways, what this news article is, Phil Fish basically said YouTubers should be paying us basically all of their money because it's our game. Like, it's our games that they're making money off of, sort of thing. So, I don't know if this... The problem is, and this is what this video kind of that John was talking about focuses on a little bit, is that there is an actual legitimate discussion here, but it's kind of over... Like, it's trolled over by Phil Fish being like, "I'm a dickbag, hate me," sort of thing. So, I was going to ask you, like, what is your opinion on this, like, monetization sort of thing? Is there any merit to, like...
To what he's saying? I think that developers should get, like, a little bit of the money.
Sure.
But it depends, like, because half the problem that comes from this whole discussion is, what about reviewers? Should they not get money for reviewing a game? Which is the one problem that Nintendo's had, because they always target people who cover their games.
Yeah.
Reviewers aren't going to cover their games if it's not worth money to them. Then they don't get any publicity, then they don't get any press, and then no one pays attention to their games.
Right.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Both groups need each other, but no one's willing to come to a perfect, like, balance.
I don't know if that's totally true, though, because we're seeing more and more companies just being like, "No, we just announced our game by just going on Twitch and talking about it. We don't need that."
Yeah,
like,
but those companies doing that, like
Nintendo doesn't have that in a press conference, and they had just the Treehouse thing, which everyone seems to have loved, and it seems like I don't want to say games journalism is becoming like reporting on it is less needed, but it's just companies are seeing like, we can handle a lot of the PR for us as opposed to them announcing our game. We can just do it ourselves.
Right.
Like, more and more so, we're seeing that, right?
But you're also seeing some companies also, like, reaching out to these groups that do this. Like, while Nintendo did do their own Treehouse thing, they also primed it up with a bunch of Mega 64 stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And then, like, I guess it's not as good a comparison. Robot Chicken did a bunch of stuff for the press conference, so...
Right.
Like, they still need to reach out to, like, people who do this content or do content like it. And they just embrace it in a different way. Like,
especially
some companies...
Sorry, keep going.
Okay, especially when some companies will reach out and like, all right, well, this person covers our game a lot. How about we help them be like a commentator for like a tournament or something like that?
Sure. what I was going to say is, especially when you get into people like Total Biscuit and PewDiePie and stuff like that, people that, like, when they cover a game, there's almost as much eyeballs on that game coverage as there is people watching the Super Bowl. Like, they have a huge audience. So I can see, like, I don't really understand where he's coming from, because it's kind of like, okay, well, then you should be giving us our revenue for promoting your game, sort of thing. Like, there is a back and forth here, but I think maybe people just don't know how to go about it yet. Like, what if there are partnership programs, like, say Polaris no longer exists or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But instead, this person is getting paid by Ubisoft, like, 10% or whatever percent, I don't know, or something, based on how many views that translates to maybe purchases or something.
That's honestly what the industry, or I air quote that, industry is heading towards. Because, like, I've got a partnership with Ubisoft. They reach out to me for a couple games every now and then. I know a bunch of people who are partnered with Nintendo, and Nintendo is starting their own partnership program on YouTube.
Yeah, they are. Or were. So, I don't know if they are.
Yeah, I think they still are, but it's still in, like, the early planning phases. But companies are taking interest on this and are working on this, so... You're going to see in the next, like, year or two, you're going to see a drastic change, like, companies reaching in more and more on YouTube, and then eventually to Twitch, and then other, like, streaming sites.
Well, yeah.
They recognize how powerful it is.
The thing with Nintendo specifically, because they're doing the rev share thing, right?
Yeah.
What is now the incentive, like, for you specifically, if you cover a Nintendo game where you have to share your revenue, why would you ever want to stream a Nintendo game, go stream a different game where you don't have to share?
That's true, but you also have to keep in mind a lot of people really like Nintendo stuff, so sometimes that stuff brings in a better audience.
Right, like, it's like I'm just using them as an example.
Yeah,
but there
are arguments for and against, because, like, some people will be like, oh, well, why don't you just do it for the love of the game? Like, let's say if I did the new Smash Brothers, but I had to lose, like, all the money on it. I still like Smash Brothers, so I'd still do it. But I argue it's like the time investment then becomes a lot harder to explain, because you have to worry about paying bills and stuff like that. So
exactly, like, it comes down to, like, you may like the game, but at the end of the day, you need to live. So
yeah, so it becomes this weird argument for and against. So I see there's points for both, but I can see where you're coming from, and I can see why this can still be a problem.
Like,
and I guess at that point, it depends on how much they want, really.
Right, but just the fact, like, regardless, like, you choosing to, like, cover, like, again, Smash Bros, for example, with the rev share, you are saying, I would rather get less money right now than I could be getting. And so I'm just saying, on a broader thing, is like, now what incentive do you have to help Nintendo? Like, it's like, well, yeah, that's great, you're going to share with me. This guy, I don't have to share at all. So
you stay in Nintendo's good books for the circle jerk that comes on later.
I'm just saying, like, it's... on one side, like, it's great that they're starting to share and stuff. Like, it's better than nothing, but it's like, well, I could go over there and make 100% profit as opposed to 50. So, I
don't know. It's definitely a discussion that's becoming more and more needed and relevant as things move on, as the internet becomes more popular, or I guess YouTube.
It also gets into like it's a whole bunch of weird gray areas, because then it gets into stuff like, should you ever do this for a Telltale game? You're spoiling the entire game. It is entirely about the story.
Yeah.
It's like,
there's certain games where you shouldn't, because what's the incentive?
Or I've been hearing arguments of, like, well, you know, the creative aspect comes in from the commentary. People are coming to you specifically because they like your commentary. Well, what about people who are, if not entirely silent, mostly silent? It's like,
it's almost like streaming a movie then.
And that's where it crosses the point of, if it's a transformative work, does the Creative Commons or the Copyright Act cover it or at all? And that's why
it's a bunch of gray areas. Like, it's not like we're going to say, like, there needs to be a word count per minute of streaming. Like, it's right. Like,
well,
the entire thing is a huge gray area.
It just means it can't be an automated process. It would literally take manpower to go through all this stuff, and maybe that's just not an expense that's worth anybody's time right now at all.
And that's why, like, YouTube has the automated system, which
is
garbage.
Terrible.
It's absolutely terrible.
Yep.
That also might be why Nintendo for the longest time was just like, no, we do not have the resources to watch everyone, so we're just saying no to everything until we can figure it out. right? Like it's either at the moment you say no to everything, or you say yes to everything, or you start diving into this crazy gray section and trying to figure things out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna, because I'm sure we're like a few years from, wait, why is he allowed to put that up and get money for it, but this guy can't put this up and get money for it? Like I'm sure we're gonna start seeing headlines of this was accepted, this wasn't. Why is that? It was weird that this one was accepted, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's not. It's gonna be a weird thing, and it's not gonna go smoothly.
Oh no, not at all. It hasn't gone smoothly
It
so
already,
far.
I was gonna say
so-
it's already been the biggest clusterfuck in a while. So
But speaking of clusterfucks,
yes,
Oh
this
man.
next news story I have. So games with gold. This is pretty
That's your
small.
transition? That's your transition to this topic? Wow.
you're
I'm just
welcome.
saying.
Welcome,
Yeah.
audience.
There you go.
We did
Hey,
it.
so games with gold. They announced today what we're getting for July. So people who have a gold account on the Xbox One. Actually, I'll start with the 360. They're getting Battle Block Theater and Gotham City Imposters.
Both good
Okay.
games.
Yeah,
What the hell?
I know,
I
right?
didn't even say
I
on.
don't.
I didn't even say on.
I had no idea that's what happened.
Xbox,
last time-
turn off.
Last time you just said Xbox One.
Yes.
That's all you said. Maybe have enough of a drawl in the way you say one that sounds like on.
You're turning American.
Anyway, for the current Xbox, they're getting Guacamelee, and we're getting Max the Curse of Brotherhood again.
What do you mean again?
Cool.
We got it. That was the game last month.
Yeah, that's why he was playing it. He already has it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to point that out. Like we're always saying how PlayStation Plus is fantastic, and Xbox Gold has been awful, and they're trying to make it better.
Yeah.
They're literally doubling up on this game.
It's, maybe they love the game. They're just like Major Nelson's like, yo, this game, it's the bomb, yo.
It's either they don't have enough games, which that's probably what it is.
That's probably what it is.
Even though that's not true. They do have other games. They just don't want to give those ones away for free yet.
Well,
so they
that's
don't have
it,
enough like freebie games.
He's saying
Or-
he's saying it remains the game. Yeah. So I
But-
guess they're both available at once.
Yeah, they are, but they were touting as we're gonna have like 4 games a month. So they're announcing like, yeah, and this one will be staying. It's like, well, what? So why aren't we getting a new one? Anyway, I just thought that was super weird, and Games with Gold is still inferior to PlayStation Plus,
It still has a ways to go.
which is so weird because like PlayStation Plus is not new anymore. It's been here for like at least over a year. Like Microsoft is weird.
Well, they're also going in a weird direction now with PlayStation Now. Like, I mean, you've been hearing how crazy that's going to be.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about.
Mm.
So, what?
No, well, because I'm saying that I feel like PlayStation Plus is going to devaluate because of that.
Oh, maybe because you can rent stuff for cheap. Although at the moment you can rent stuff for expensive.
Yeah.
So, not devaluing it yet, but theoretically. All I'm
Also,
saying.
Thank
is
you for reminding me of Games of Gold, because I'm downloading those games right now.
Yeah, go for it. Curse of Brotherhood is not bad. Guacamelee is great.
I'm getting Halo Spartan Assault right now too.
I hear that's terrible, but I also downloaded it.
It's also free, so I'm gonna download it.
I just hear it is so bad, but it is like one of 2 Halo games I haven't played. It's weird. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm not even a giant Halo fan, but I've played like 8 Halo games. Like I'm missing Halo 2, and that's it.
You never
Games
played
are
Halo
good, bro.
2.
I didn't have an original Xbox.
So what you're saying is you're gonna buy that Master Chief Collection when it comes out.
I'll probably end up playing it because I have friends that are super Halo fans, and then yeah, it's just weird because I wouldn't consider myself like a Halo fan, but I've just played like 99% of that catalog. Anyway, that was it for news.
Sweet. All right, let's move on to emails.
There's a bunch. This first one is from the Juker, and he says, if any of you backed Shovel Knight, the game just came out. If so, have you played it, and does it live up to the wait? You guys didn't back it.
We didn't back it, but
didn't
it's
back it.
really good. I really like it. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, for sure.
That is cool, though, regardless that we got another cool Kickstarter game out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good
for
when a Kickstarter game actually ends up being good.
Yeah.
And when it comes out, that's great. No
That
failed
too.
projects.
That's the big thing.
Someone in the chat is saying Spartan Assault is amazing. That's the first time I've heard anything positive about that game. Guess I'll find out. All right, what's the next question? One Press L2P says, John, do you think you will make Mario Maker videos similar to your old ROM hack videos?
I'm going to do something with it. That's the only thing I can determine, is there will be some sort of content on my channel in regards to it. Whether or not it's actually covering ridiculous stages or just me fucking around with it, who knows?
Okay, I guess I'll take the other one. It's also from One Press L2B. What games would you like to see remade in either HD on consoles or portable on 3DS Vita?
Sorry, read that again?
What do you want an HD remake, or what do you want a portable port of?
I'm thinking right now of a portable port game I'd want.
Crash Bandicoot 1.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess that would make it a better game, because Crash 1's kind of aged bad.
Yep.
Super Time Force on my Vita would be real cool.
Yeah.
I just want every game on a console on a handheld. Give me Dead Rising 3 on a handheld.
Yep. I'm with you, actually, even as ridiculous as it sounds. Everything should be able to play in your hand. It's just computer software.
Yeah.
So whatever. NVIDIA Shield. Next DS killer.
Oh, God. Don't even remind me that exists.
Well, no, actually, here, it's not that bad. And to be fair, though, the PS4 can stream to the Vita, so you can play all of that on your Vita.
True, but I can't be on a bus like that.
No, but apparently if you're just on another Wi-Fi source, you can.
Oh,
which
right.
I wasn't able to get that working, but I know other people who have. Which that's the future. That is magic there.
Technological magic.
Yeah, nothing else specific's jumping to my mind.
Yeah. Like an actual HD version of Silent Hill 1 and 2 would be great.
I am waiting for them to legitimately make an HD remake of an HD remake. We are so close to that point.
Final Fantasy X or 10 or whatever, HD. Let's make it happen, guys.
HD squared.
HD squared.
Could you say this Halo compilation counts because it has Halo the Master Chief or whatever the first anniversary in it?
But as far as I'm aware of, they're not updating that one at all, because that version was already like, oh, actually no. Now that would have been 720p at the most, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
That might actually. You might have actually said it. You might have actually.
Come up with it. So there's your answer. All right, Michael writes in. Do you see Twitch being bought as a good thing or a bad thing? He sees it as potentially a good thing. So I guess he's kind of talking about the Google stuff.
Yeah. I see it as both good and bad.
Yes.
What a wussy answer.
No, it's true, because they've done great things with YouTube. They've done terrible things with YouTube, so...
So part of the problems that YouTube had, though, was because of the copyright thing with Viacom.
Mm-hmm.
That actually forced YouTube to be unable to hire people for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So that fucked over YouTube. So I wouldn't necessarily say that was Google's fault, but the companies thought they could attack them because of Google buying them. Mm-hmm. So I feel like Twitch could have the exact same problem.
Yeah. Like, what they would need to do, really, is that Google or YouTube is just like the server source for Twitch, so Twitch's servers are perfect. And they leave them the fuck alone after that. Twitch can do everything
That would be the absolute best case scenario. I feel like there will be some people gutted from Twitch to move to Google, maybe to improve YouTube's streaming, who knows. But they already announced a new feature for Twitch. So if you are a partnered streamer on Twitch, you can actually have it so that your YouTube videos have an annotation pop up saying, hey, I'm streaming on Twitch right now. Click on this.
Not even partnered. You can be any streamer.
Oh, really? Okay,
I can do that too.
Sweet. Okay. Yep. So then there's that feature. So that's a good thing of this. That pretty much, most people are like, all right, well, you've pretty much confirmed you're being bought out by Google, so good job.
Right? Yeah. But stuff like that is perfect. Like, these are the little things you're supposed to be doing, not implementing Google Plus Hangouts as your chat room for Twitch, say. Just saying.
It's so bad.
Google Plus Chat. Oh my god.
As a group that uses
Although
Google
the servers
Plus
would be the most stable you've ever seen in Twitch. So. There's that at least.
Oh boy.
All right, Marshmallow writes in, was it really Nathan's last show, or will he be allowed to come around when he is available? So, yes, it was. It's not so much an issue of when he's available. It's more just when he wants to.
Yeah, because he's not really gaming much anymore, so...
Right. It was more of his decision, because he's still free and stuff, but he decided he just wanted to take time away. So he said he'd be happy to guest, and he's always welcome to, but yes, that was his last show.
Yeah. So it's his call to come back whenever he wants. But
I've made it clear to him and to Sean, I haven't talked to John much, that if he wants to come back, I'll just step aside. I'm totally okay with that. So I'm just keeping the seat warm for when he eventually comes back around.
So Nathan will be back next week, is what we're saying.
Yeah, kind of. Right, exactly. This has got, after that start, people should be wanting Nathan back more than ever. I'm out of coffee.
Second question from Marshmallow. What are some of your favorite JRPGs?
Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy X. I love that one.
Dot Hack. Although it's a bit rough.
Tales of Vesperia and Symphonia.
Nice, good choices.
Good choices.
Have either of you played Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne?
No, I played Devil's Survivor.
But I haven't!
Because I've been wanting to go and check that one out for a while. So
Nocturne...
from you, John.
Yeah, feel free. Just give me a heads up and I can loan it to you. Nocturne, from what I've seen, like I've seen people play it, it's not quite like the other Shin Megami games, or like it depends on what you're comparing it to, because I think most people compare it to the Persona games, which is also a good JRPG series. And it's a little bit different. It's more like the older games, but it's still very good.
Okay.
While we're talking about JRPGs, how about The World Ends With You?
I was thinking about that. Does that count?
Yeah, that counts.
Okay, do you level up in that game?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Okay, it's been forever since I played it.
Yeah.
That game's great. Golden Sun, 1 and 2, I haven't finished 3. Actually, that's my current train ride game at the moment, is finally trying to finish that game.
Nice.
I've never played a Golden Sun game in my life.
Love Golden Sun.
Which one should I start with if I want to check one out?
Oh, the first one. The second one is basically part 2 of the story.
Okay.
So, the first one. And it's on the Wii shop now.
Okay.
Or the Wii U shop, you can buy it. Isn't it? I thought it was. John, do you remember?
What game?
Golden Sun, isn't it on the WiiWare? Or Virtual Console?
Yes, it's on the Wii U Virtual Console.
Yeah, so that'd be an easy way to do it. Pokemon, does that count?
I would count that.
That's a JRPG, easily.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch. Corey writes, have you played the Kingdom Hearts series? And if so, what's your favorite part of each game in general?
I played most of the first one.
I played some of the first one.
Wow, we are all big Kingdom Hearts fans here.
David Boreanaz, man. He's the best part.
Who's that?
He's Angel.
Who's Angel?
Oh my god.
Who did Angel voice in that series?
I believe it was Sephiroth or Cloud.
Oh wait, sorry, you mean Angel from Buffy Angel?
Right, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about a Kingdom Hearts character, and I was like, I know Sora and Mickey Mouse.
Wow. Not even Donald, huh?
Oh, Donald's in it, that's true.
What about Goofy?
Racist.
Is Goofy in it?
Yeah, he's one of the guys who follows you.
Oh my god.
I haven't played that game in so long.
How much of Kingdom Hearts did you play? Did you just go to the menu and that was it?
I got up to the part where you have to fight the octopus lady from Little Mermaid.
That's half the game, if not a little under.
Yeah, it's a bunch of it, but that boss fight was so terrible underwater because water stages suck. I was
Atlantis just sucked. That was the worst part of that game.
I stopped playing because of that.
I believe that's universally agreed to that part sucked.
Actually, which one was Halloween Town in?
All of them. At least the first two, I should say, at least.
Okay, I think I liked that one better in 2 for some reason. I remember a little bit that I saw my friend play, and that was kind of cool, that part.
Did you see the Tron part or the Pirates of the Caribbean part?
I saw the Pirates of the Caribbean part.
Team?
Yeah, whatever. Johnny Depp.
Oh, apparently David Boreanaz was voiced Squall/Leon.
Squall, right? Okay, yeah, that makes sense because Squall.
All right, Fruit Puncher has a few questions. The first one is he linked us to a message or a URL that basically kind of talks about, I guess the Division is starting to get worse looking or something about that.
Well, Ubisoft is dumbing everything down ever since Watch Dogs.
Right, and that made me think of the whole Watch Dogs, and people are saying this does not look as good as it used to.
Right, and it doesn't.
And his question is, has this happened before?
Yes. Watch Dogs.
What do you take if Ubisoft isn't alone in this? And their response was kind of like, we had it working really nicely on the PC, but we didn't want the gap between new consoles and PC to be so big, so that's why they dumbed it down, which is super weird.
It is.
Well, then make the assets available like people figured out for Watch Dogs. People figured out how to mod all the E3 content into it, so it actually looks like it did.
They didn't mod it, though. They just hacked it because it was all in there. They didn't have to create anything.
Mm. Well, I guess
that's the weird part, is that there was literally just like a wall up for it.
So you're saying instead of dumbing down the PC version, they could have easily updid the console versions?
No, absolutely not. They dumbed down the PC version.
No, but I'm saying, I know that's what they did, but you're saying they could have easily switched it the other way and just brought the other two up.
Probably not because of hardware limitations.
It would depend. If they didn't make it for 360 and PS3 on top of PS1,
right?
PS4, Xbox One, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
But doing it for all 5 systems was kind of pushing it. There's 6 technically because there's still the Wii U version.
It's their money maker, though.
When you get these like split gen games, it's like, oh man, now that means you're not putting as much effort into like the good looking ones as you could.
I guess my thing is I just don't see why you can't have the way it looks now for like consoles or whatever, and then for the person who spent stupid amounts of like $3,000 because I want to make my gaming PC run everything and look beautiful, why can't they just have like their PC version? All you have to do is change that little setting from ultra stupid $3,000 rig setting in the options menu to, well, maybe I'm just playing like on a Dell or something.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of curious, like, why did they care about the gap? Like, was that Sony and Microsoft being like, you can't make us look this bad? Even though Microsoft...
It could have been. You never know. It could have just been Ubisoft, like, wanting to spread itself out and make more money. Who knows?
Well, then I'm surprised, why did one of the consoles just be like, hey, why don't we pay you exclusive to make ours look good? We win. You know what I mean?
And it's kind of weird when you bring Microsoft into this, because I don't know if Watch Dogs specifically is even like playable for Macs, or like a Mac piece.
You're saying because Microsoft is
right?
So
they have the money anyway, so there's like whatever.
Right, but they don't seem to they don't care about PC gaming. It seems
they don't. No, because Windows Live games for Windows Live is like the worst abomination since.
Pretty sure it's gone. I'm pretty sure they finally got rid of it.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Tell that to me next time we try to play a game, because fuck, it's still up on some games, really? Like Resident Evil 5.
Because I remember it got taken down, and a lot of people were like, for Dark Souls, bummed, and the fans had to figure out a way to get it working.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I could just like I would assume if the console manufacturers were like, please make the PC one worse. Like, why didn't Sony just like, hey, we'll pay you to make ours look good, and then everyone would have gone for PS4.
Well, I mean, they were already pushing in the marketing for the PS4 for Watch Dogs. I mean, Watch Dogs, or the main character, is on the box for the PS4 right now.
Or I guess, actually, now that I think about it, wait, no. They couldn't have made one look good because it was hardware limitations. So all they could really do is move around the PC one, so my point is mute.
Mm-hmm. In the chat, Victor the Penguin says, that wasn't their answer. They said it was because of visual fidelity, stability, performance, and overall gameplay quality.
Which leads to, we had to get this out on 5 platforms. We didn't have time to make this work properly on one thing beautifully. We just made it work like good enough for everything at this lower setting, which is fine, but like, why skirt around the issue? You didn't have time, just like, so you just kind of made a port, basically. Like, you took off the good-looking stuff for PC and then were able to port it to every other system. Which, it's fine, it's just weird when you kind of try to skirt around it.
Yeah, Cody also says in the chat, there's a message on the internet from what is supposedly a designer for Watch Dogs where he was ranting about how there was bad communication when they were making the game, so that also kind of doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, sure.
All right, the second question is, do we feel there's a bias in the media against Nintendo?
No, I don't
No?
at all. I think it's for Nintendo, if anything.
After E3, for sure, yeah.
I think it depends on whatever website you go to. There's a lot for and a lot against.
I feel like they're always like second banana to the other two, though. Just from like hardware mainly is the reason.
I think it's just because they kind of do their own thing. So people are
Yeah.
like, well, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to cover this?
Exactly, or like they almost don't count, kind of.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's always Sony versus Microsoft, and there's Nintendo,
Pretty much. I think that's the best summary of
and
it.
Nintendo doesn't compete with them. Nintendo does its own thing.
Yeah.
Last one was, John, how was your trip to E3 with Chugga and Nintendo Capri Sun?
It was good. I had a good time, played a lot of games like we talked about last week.
Sure.
And then I stayed for a week to hang out with my buddy Gerard. I went
Cool.
to Disneyland. It was good times.
Andrew writes, what character are you most looking forward to play in Smash Bros?
Little Mac.
Is there a Fire Emblem character still? That's not
Marth and Ike are in it.
All right, Marth is my answer. Paul?
Oh, sorry, I don't play Smash Bros, so
Oh, okay.
I'll say Link.
Mario!
Yeah, Mario.
I think, based on what pro players were saying, Mario is better than he's ever been, and Link still sucks. So
Does Link normally suck?
I'll go with Link.
Link is almost always one of the lowest tier characters.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know. I never. Daniel writes, what are your thoughts on the decision made by Capcom to stop their takeover defense plan, and who would you like to buy them out should a company decide to do so?
Nintendo.
I don't want any company to buy them out.
I want Nintendo to.
Why is that?
Because Capcom does some stupid decisions. At least if they have Nintendo with their billions of dollars, they won't be trying to leech off the DLC money.
But Nintendo also makes stupid decisions.
Oh no, trust me, I know. I am probably, out of the two of you, the one that's least impressed with Nintendo for the last 10 years. So, but it's just the DLC thing drives me crazy. And the cash-ins and the Super Street Fighter Arcade Edition Ultimate there's like 5 versions of that fucking game.
Yeah, but to be fair, like it's the equivalent of like, here's this year's Madden.
Is
right?
it?
Like, yeah, because like, hey, here's this year's Capcom fighting game.
Do people still buy Madden though?
Of course they do. And like, they buy their yearly FIFAs.
Yeah, that's a whole different discussion. Not willing to get into. Those bother
I guess
me.
I have no real opinion on who should buy them. I don't really care.
Yeah. In the end of the day, whatever. As long as they keep like doing stuff.
I guess like Microsoft would make the best fit just because of Dead Rising. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, but Dead Rising was on PC, so
Yeah, but that's not Sony.
I
And
guess.
it's kind of still
I don't know.
Microsoft.
I think no one should buy Capcom, or at least out of the major console companies.
Google. Google should buy Capcom.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's say Google.
Google should just take over gaming.
I would rather a company, if Capcom did get bought out in some crazy way, I'd rather be a company that is not like primarily focused on one of the major 3 or just PC. I want Capcom to still make games for every system.
Okay, so you're thinking
on my Android.
So you're thinking like Apple and on iPhone because they're not that PC focused.
Exactly. You've done it. You figured out what I said. You found the hidden meaning.
They're exclusive to Macs.
You did it.
Oh man,
I'm proud of you.
All those hardcore fighting game fans with their MacBook Airs.
I was gonna say people that have Macs don't play video games, so whatever.
Well, not yet, because Apple doesn't.
You know what? You're kind of right. If there was like everything out on Mac, you're totally right.
All I'm saying is, how crazy would it be? You go to Apple.com and there's a big Street Fighter banner on it.
Well, there is a Street Fighter game on iOS, so.
Sure, but there's a lot of games on iOS. But I'm saying exclusive. Like. Wesley writes in. He says, "Hey guys, sorry John, guess I must have misheard the Dark Souls conversation during the last Fortune Cookie stream. Anyway,
That's fair enough.
if Nintendo decided they're going to make another F-Zero, do you guys think they're going to make some kind of story mode like they tried to do in F-Zero GX?"
Fuck,
Yeah,
I hope so.
probably.
Yeah, I'd hope
Because
so.
they've said in the past they don't know what to do with F-Zero, so I mean, come up with a story, really, at this point.
How do you not know what to do with F-Zero? Make it go fast. 1 billion copies sold.
Yeah, you guys have seen
they want
Wipeout?
to do new
Just
things.
do that.
That's the problem. Nintendo's habit is like they need to do something new to the game to make it worthwhile, which is why Mario.
Nintendo's habit is not having to do something new.
No. Hang on. It is do the same thing, but add something different to the twist. Unless it's the new series, and they can just do whatever the fuck they want over there.
Fair enough. Okay.
I don't even agree with that. I think their habit is take that old game, slap like either new on it or like you on it.
No. They
Say it's a new
add
game.
something. They add at least a
Oh,
little.
you're right.
something.
Mario Kart 8 has hover cars.
Mario Kart 7 had the hang gliders and the underwater carts.
Those are like the smallest additions possible.
There's still I'm not defending it. I'm just stating there are still some changes. I'm not saying Nintendo has the best design policy. Far from it.
All I'm saying is Yoshi's New Island was awful, and so was New Super Mario Bros. U.
I'll agree with you on New Island, but I mean, New Brothers was alright.
Nope. The first one was right.
Just straight up no. No.
Any game Nintendo puts out with new in it, except for that very first one, is a bad game. Anyway, Max writes a bunch of nice things, and then he says, what was your guys' favorite game or announcement at E3? And what would you have liked to have seen that wasn't there?
I've been really curious about this Shin Megami Tensei crossed with Fire Emblem game they teased like maybe 3 years ago at this point.
That's not this E3.
But they didn't show anything on it, which is what I'm saying. And
Oh, sorry, that's what you would have liked to have seen.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Okay,
there.
I thought that was your favorite game.
No, favorite game of this E3 like announcement. Oof. I was gonna say Evolve or Sunset Overdrive, but they were both already announced.
Toad Tracker.
Magica 2. I don't know.
What would I have liked to have seen that wasn't there?
Man, you hear about
More
this new
Quantum Break.
Hear about this new Smash Bros. Game?
Paul, anything you saw you were into?
I haven't kept up with anything with E3. I have no idea what was announced, but I'm going to say Half-Life 3.
There you go.
I'm waiting.
All right.
Someday.
I don't really fucking care. But, you know, internet things. People care about that game.
Well, man, you see you're really keeping Nathan's spot warm over there.
Well, I really don't care about the Half-Life 3, like, when is it going to come out, but I would like to someone to say something about it at some point, ever, officially.
Thomas writes, what was the most annoying thing about E3 for you guys? Either E3 itself or how the media covers it, for example.
Having to wait hours in line to play one game for like 5 minutes.
That is a first world problem right there, my friend. That is a big first world problem.
We're talking about problems with E3. It's all first world problems.
Well, I was going to say, to be fair, talking about video games is like the most first world of first world things, so whatever.
But no, it really sucks when there's a game you want to play or cover, and it's just like, all right, I guess I'll stand here and skip out on all these other games for like 4
I'm
hours.
going to say the most annoying thing was The Sims. Just in general.
Yeah, that's my answer for everyday life. I agree.
Live your life, live every day like it's bullshit Sims Day.
Yeah, live every day like it's The Sims. I don't know. So dumb.
Number 2. When I'm listening to your podcast in public, sometimes I smile or even chuckle to myself when you guys are being funny, and thus look like a crazy person. Does this happen with podcasts you listen to, / do you have any advice for this?
Yeah, it does, and my advice is don't give a shit about it.
Yep, 100%.
I'll often do it, but sometimes it won't be at the, like, when I'm working out and I have some, like, really heavy weight above me, and then I start laughing. That's not the best time.
Yeah, because you could, like, die or something.
That sounds pretty first world problem to me, Sean.
Yeah,
Or
that's my
I'll be
podcast.
sitting there with like a bunch of weight, just like laughing to myself, and there's been times where I'm like, I probably look like the weirdest guy right now. I have no advice for it. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, just don't give a shit.
Yeah. If someone asks you about it while you're laughing, it's like they said something. I'm listening to something funny.
Yeah. P.S. John, are you ever going to do another 4-person race like Battletoads?
Probably. Just need to find the right people in the right game. And we've made a couple since anyway, so.
You've made a couple, you said?
Yeah, we've done a bunch since. The Mega Man X race happened 2 years ago? Last year.
Okay. Last one from Henry. Do you think any Nintendo games can take a modern EDM, which is house, trance, dubstep music, influence, as opposed / in addition to the live orchestra soundtrack they've been doing as of late?
Oh shit, there's a game that actually did something like this.
For example, in Wind Waker, every time Link hits an enemy while the battle music is playing, a synth flourish plays rather than a string one. That sounds awesome.
Killer Instinct kind of does something like that with the music when you pull off an Ultra. Every hit is actually in time with the music and like builds up the song.
Okay,
But
that's cool.
I could see fighting games doing this more than anything else, really.
I was really excited for Chroma from Harmonix before
Yeah,
that
but
thing seemed to have like died.
They're revamping it, so it's gone back to development stages.
Right, yeah. But that just seemed cool, like, yeah, you know, multiplayer shooter, but like big drops. That would have been awesome. So I would love that in more games. I can't think of an example, but yeah, I would be up for that. Sure.
Yeah, people are saying like the Electrodome in Mario Kart 8 also does that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. There's more that I'm just trying to think that what does that.
I'm just surprised to see EDM used as a term. I assume that means electronic dance music.
Yeah, that's a real term.
Yeah, I've never seen it referred to as EDM though.
Oh, yeah, no, it has. Like EDC just happened, Electronic Dance Convention in Las Vegas.
Oh, cool.
All right, games of the week.
Shovel Knight.
Paul, you have to pick your favorite game that you played this week.
Shovel Knight.
There you go.
Super Time Force is mine. There you go. Those are games of the week. That's going to be the show.
See you guys next week when I will still not be home. I'll still. There might be a slightly different backdrop. I might be on the kitchen table.
Oh God! Please put up a green screen or something and like, I'm underwater. Or something
I'm not.
dumb.
I'm not gonna buy a green screen
No,
just
please.
for a sight gag
No,
for a
just
podcast.
listen. Okay, please. Green screen. Right behind you, take a picture of your wall and then superimpose that picture of your house behind you, so it looks like you never left.
I
Please.
thought your argument was going to be simply like adding please. Like, hang on. Please do it.
Yeah.
But, to be fair, I can't like Google Hangouts actually do that. Like, can't you make yourself like I'm underwater or something?
Yeah, you can. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you can make it so John is behind his wall in his sister's house.
No, I can't do that one.
Oh,
That would be funny though.
it'd be great.
Maybe I might look into it. The other laptop is there, so I could just technically like take a picture, transfer it over.
You should look into that.
All right, that's going to be enough for today. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Later, guys.